Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Daily Easy English Talk. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so we've all been there, haven't we? Like, you're right in the middle of a conversation. Maybe it's important, maybe just a good catch-up. And you glance down at your phone, and oh no, that little red battery icon staring back. Maybe 2% left.
Yeah, the panic sets in.
Totally. How do you end it? You don't want that abrupt click or just vanishing. It gets kind of awkward, right?
It absolutely can. And, it's more than just inconvenient. It's really about communication agility, isn't it?
Right.
We need a polite, clear way to signal things are about to end without, messing up the flow or confusing the other person.
Okay.
So our mission today, basically, give you a toolkit, 5 really practical, ready-to-go phrases we've put together for exactly this situation.
Nice. Ready to deploy. I like that.
Yeah, so you're always prepared. These are based on, what actually works in real conversations to keep things smooth.
All right, let's dive in then. What's the first one? The proactive approach, maybe.
Exactly. First up is, just a heads up, my phone is about to die. Simple, direct.
Yeah, I like that. It manages expectations straight away. Gives them that warning, so if you suddenly disappear...
Precisely. There's no mystery. It's kind of like priming them, communication-wise. You're signaling what's coming.
So it's not just preventing confusion.
Right. It turns a potentially annoying ending into something you both understand. Keeps the goodwill. Like you might say, just a heads up, my phone is about to die, so if I hang up, that's why.
Clear. Simple. Got it. Okay, so building on that, sometimes you want something maybe a little softer, more casual.
Definitely. So phrase number 2, my battery's really low, I might lose you.
Oh, I use that one sometimes. It feels really natural, doesn't it? Less formal.
It does. And what's neat here from a communication standpoint is it helps maintain face confusion, keeping things comfortable for everyone.
How so?
Well, it sounds like you're just observing a technical issue, not making an excuse. So if the call does drop, it's like, oh, well, the tech failed us.
Ah, okay, like a shared problem almost.
Exactly. So you'd say, maybe my battery's really low, I might lose you in a minute. It frames it as a possible glitch, not you just hanging up.
Makes sense. Okay, what if you need to be, like, super specific? You glance down, you see that dreaded 1%.
Right. And you have a plan to follow up.
Yeah.
Then phrase 3 is perfect. I'm down to 1%, so I'll text you later.
Very direct, honest, and it clearly says what's next.
And that taps into reciprocity and commitment. You give specific info, 1%.
Yeah.
And you explicitly say you'll reconnect.
I'll text you later.
If it dies, yeah. It builds trust because you're being transparent and showing you intend to continue the conversation.
Okay. What about quick texts or those calls where things are moving fast?
Good question. For those kind of spontaneous moments, phrase 4 is great. Sorry if I disappear, phone's about to die.
Oh, yeah, that's super versatile. Works in a text, works on a call.
Totally. Its strength is it's informal and quick. That little sorry is light, not a big deal, just clarifies why you might suddenly go silent.
So it avoids that feeling of being ghosted by tech.
Exactly. Keeps things friendly even when the connection's about to break.
Love it. Okay, one more. What if you really do want to pick up the conversation right where you left off, like properly?
The polite, intentional continuation. For that, try. Let me charge my phone and get back to you.
That sounds very considerate.
It really is. It shows respect, not just for the person, but for the conversation itself. You're saying, this is important enough to pause and resume properly.
Right.
So saying, let me charge my phone and get back to you in a bit, isn't just ending the call, it's managing the next step, strengthens the connection.
Okay, brilliant. So, summing up, we've got 5 really simple, effective phrases. Now you know exactly what to say in that dying phone moment. Should feel a bit more graceful, right?
Sure, yeah.
No more awkward hang-ups. These little tools, they really can smooth things over.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How just a few well-chosen words make such a difference in these everyday moments. And it makes you think, doesn't it? Where else in our communication could a little bit of preparation, maybe a planned graceful exit, we're just thinking about our phrasing, where could that really enhance our connections and show, genuine consideration for others.
That's a great thought to leave folks with, something to definitely ponder. All right, let's set the scene for our first dialogue. Imagine you're deep in conversation, maybe really catching up with an old friend, you're sharing stories, laughing, and then boom, you see that dreaded red battery icon flash. You know it's coming any second now. So yeah, I was thinking maybe we could...
Hey, just a heads up, my phone's about to die. I'll call you back if it cuts out, okay?
Okay. What's particularly clever about that moment is how that heads up immediately signals the impending issue without interrupting the flow too harshly. You managed to get that crucial piece of information in before I even finished my sentence, which is incredibly efficient.
I gotta be quick sometimes.
And then the follow-up, I'll call you back if it cuts out. That completely removes any anxiety or confusion on my end. I instantly know you're not intentionally hanging up, and crucially, that you plan to reconnect.
Well, it's about establishing that clear expectation, right?
Yeah.
And showing genuine courtesy. By saying, just a heads up, I'm not really apologizing for the technology itself, but more for any inconvenience it might cause you.
Right.
And the immediate promise to call back is the key differentiator here. It transforms what could be an abrupt end into just a temporary pause with a clear plan for continuation.
Yeah.
It essentially says, look, our conversation is important to me, and I'm making sure we can pick it up again.
Okay, now, for our second scenario, let's imagine you're having a quick text exchange with someone. Maybe about plans for the weekend, something casual. It's a quick back and forth, but you notice your battery is critically low, just teetering on the edge. My battery's really low. I might lose you.
Oh, okay. No worries. Talk soon.
See, that's incredibly effective. What's brilliant here is how such a simple text can convey urgency and set the stage for a later resumption without any awkwardness at all. Your text, my battery's really low, I might lose you, it has this casual, almost breezy tone that just works perfectly for a text message.
Yeah, low-key.
Very low-key. It's short, direct, and immediately understandable. And my response, no worries, talk soon, shows that the message was received, understood, no further clarification needed. The brevity and directness of your phrase just elicited an understanding and concise response, avoided any potential confusion. It's incredibly efficient communication, which is perfect for a fast-paced medium like texting.
Exactly. It communicates the situation clearly, and your reply shows the message landed and the understanding was immediate. It prevents the other person from, say, continuing to type out a long message that might never be received.
Oh, that's the worst.
Or worse, wondering why you suddenly stop replying without any warning. It's a small act that prevents a future misunderstanding. Very efficient.
Okay, good one. Now, for our third dialogue, let's picture a video call. This could be, a work meeting, a casual chat with family far away, maybe even a virtual gathering. And in a visual medium like this, disappearing abruptly is even more jarring than on a phone call, right? Because you're literally vanishing from their screen.
Yeah, definitely more noticeable. Okay, here goes. I'm down to 1%, so I'll message you later if I get cut off.
Got it. Okay, I'll wait for your text then. I have to say, the honesty of giving the exact percentage, I'm down to 1%, it adds so much credibility, doesn't it?
Yeah, hard to argue with the number.
It instantly conveys the direness of the situation, making it impossible to misinterpret. It's like a quantifiable truth that just cuts through any ambiguity. And then that immediate commitment to message you later if I get cut off provides that crucial reassurance in a visual medium where disappearing abruptly is, like we said, even more jarring. It's like saying, I see you, I hear you, but my device is about to abandon me. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just about a phone dying. It's really about maintaining professionalism and follow through in these virtual interactions. It's a testament to responsible communication in our digital world.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to our fourth scenario. Imagine you're walking with someone, maybe you're finishing up a conversation as you're heading separate ways. It's a bit of a hurried goodbye. And you glance down and see your phone is critically low. This is all happening pretty quickly. Okay, well, I'm heading home now.
Okay, hey, sorry if I disappear. Phone's about to die.
That's so effective for a quick kind of on-the-go situation, isn't it? The sorry if I disappear just softens the abruptness immediately, makes it clear it's a technical issue, not, a social snub.
Yeah, quick apology helps.
It's almost like a rapid-fire mini apology for something that's totally beyond your control, which immediately creates empathy, I think. This quick, almost apologetic tone prevents misinterpretation in such a fleeting interaction because it preempts any negative assumptions. It's like a verbal shrug, almost saying, hey, I'd love to keep talking, but my phone just won't let me. And that subtle apology makes all the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In a fleeting interaction like that, you just don't have time for a lengthy explanation. You need something concise that gets the point across instantly.
Yeah.
The sorry if I disappear quickly addresses the potential social faux pas of an abrupt cutoff. It's a quick burst of information that says, look, I'm not being rude. My phone is just giving up. It prevents the other person from walking away wondering why you suddenly stopped communicating goodbye.
Right. Avoids that awkwardness.
Yeah.
Okay, one more role play for this section. For our final dialogue, let's imagine you're wrapping up a conversation, perhaps a longer chat, but you're not quite ready for a hard stop. And your phone is screaming for a charger.
Yep.
You need a graceful exit that kind of leaves the door open for a continuation later. So maybe we can continue this later.
Definitely. Look, let me charge my phone and get back to you. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. What's fascinating here is how this phrase not only states the problem, need to charge, but also presents a clear, polite solution, get back to you, and future action. It makes it ideal for managing those longer or ongoing discussions. Your phrase provides such a graceful transition, not just an abrupt end. And that little okay at the end, I think it's genius. It invites agreement. It emphasizes politeness, turning what could be a statement into more of a collaborative decision.
Brings them in?
Yeah. It allows for a truly honorable disengagement without leaving any loose ends or hurt feelings. And it sets a perfect foundation for picking things up later.
It's truly about empowering the other person, making them feel part of the decision, I think, by saying, let me charge my phone and get back to you. Okay. I'm proposing a plan for our continued communication.
Yeah, it's a proposal.
Exactly. The okay invites their buy-in, makes it a share agreement rather than just a unilateral declaration. This phrase is excellent when you genuinely need to step away for a bit to charge, but you know the conversation isn't truly finished yet. It avoids the awkwardness of a sudden gotta go and replaces it with a structured, polite, and respectful pause. It communicates a strong desire to continue the conversation, just at a more opportune moment, showing that their time and the discussion are valued. It's truly, like you said, a masterclass in polite closure, maintaining rapport even during that temporary disconnection.
Absolutely. It really is. Okay, so now that you've heard them in action, you've seen how these phrases are not just, words, but powerful tools for respectful, effective communication.
Yeah, hopefully feeling more natural now.
Exactly. So now let's see how you, the listener, would handle a few situations. Think of this as your personal communication workout. No pressure. Just try to internalize these phrases, make them feel like second nature.
This is where the learning really sticks, isn't it? By actively thinking about how you'd respond in the moment, you start to integrate these phrases into your natural communication style. That way, they're readily available right when you need them most.
Okay. Situation number 1. You're talking to a friend, maybe on a casual call, just chatting, and you notice your phone battery is at a perilous 2%. What would you say in that moment? Take a second, think about it.
Okay, a really strong choice here, I think, would be, my battery's really low. I might lose you.
And here's why that phrase is such a powerhouse in this scenario.
Wow.
It's friendly, it's casual, and it gives a clear warning without being overly dramatic. For a friend, you probably don't need a super formal apology or a detailed technical explanation.
Right, keep it light.
Yeah, I might lose you conveys that imminent threat of disconnection in a very conversational, almost shared experience kind of way. We've all been there, right?
Totally relatable.
It sets a low-stakes expectation that the call could end suddenly, but it does it gently and with that hint of shared vulnerability. It's about conveying urgency without causing alarm, which is just perfect for a friendly chat. Okay, let's try another one. Situation number 2. You're in the middle of a text exchange with someone, maybe you're making dinner plans, and your phone suddenly plummets from 20% to a terrifying 1% in what feels like mere seconds. You know it's about to flatline, and you need to get one last message across. What's your go-to phrase here? Pause and consider.
Okay, for this situation, we'd suggest, I'm down to 1%, so I'll text you later.
This one is particularly effective for texting because of its precision. And again, that crucial promise. That 1% is like a universal signal for emergency mayday.
Red alert, yeah.
It adds that immediate, undeniable honesty that works so well in text, where you can't rely on tone of voice or facial expressions. It leaves absolutely no room for doubt about the urgency.
Just so clear.
And then that commitment, I'll text you later,
Right.
that is absolutely vital for text messages. It prevents the other person from endlessly waiting for a reply, wondering why you've suddenly gone silent. This specific promise prevents that feeling of being, ghosted.
Yeah, nobody likes being ghosted. The beauty of this phrase in a text context is exactly that. It's concise, it provides critical, quantifiable information, that 1%, and it clearly outlines the next step.
Right.
Texting is often about quick, clear bursts of information, and this phrase delivers that perfectly. The specific percentage adds that level of undeniable truth, leaving no room for misinterpretation about the urgency.
Okay, final practice scenario for you. Situation number 3. You're on a call, and you know you're about to lose your phone signal. Maybe you're literally walking into a tunnel or driving through a known dead zone that always drops calls. You might not even be low on battery. The call is just definitely about to cut out due to reception. What would you say to prepare the other person? Think it through.
Okay, in this case, a really versatile and effective phrase is actually, just a heads up, my phone is about to die.
Ah, interesting. So even if it's signal, not battery.
Exactly. What's truly insightful here is how this phrase serves as a kind of universal warning for any imminent phone-related disconnection, whether it's genuinely the battery or a sudden loss of signal or maybe some other weird device malfunction. Even though the literal meaning of die relates to the battery, in common usage, my phone is about to die, is instantly understood by most people as an impending total device failure or loss of connection.
Okay, it's like a general SOS. Well, it shows you're thinking ahead, right? You're anticipating problems and you're giving the other person a chance to react and prepare, which I think is a hallmark of truly thoughtful and considerate communication. It prioritizes getting the warning out clearly over being perfectly technically specific in that split second.
Exactly. While the phrase literally refers to battery death in common usage, it acts as that useful shorthand. That's a quick, universally understood signal.
So, okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just reiterate the core value here. These seemingly simple phrases are incredibly useful for navigating a very, very common modern problem.
Happens all the time.
You definitely don't want people thinking you're ignoring them or being rude. These phrases ensure clarity and courtesy, and that, in essence, is a kind of communication superpower in our digitally connected world. They're tiny gestures, really, but they can have a massive impact on your social standing and how you're perceived.
Precisely. The underlying principle is simple, isn't it? It's about being polite, being honest, and setting clear expectations. It allows you to maintain good social connections, good professional relationships, even when technology throws a curveball that's completely beyond your control.
Yeah.
These aren't just polite words. They're essential tools for managing the subtle nuances of digital interaction, proactively preventing misunderstandings, and consistently building trust in your relationships, one conversation at a time.
Well said. So, as you go about your day, communicating with friends, family, colleagues, maybe think about this. If these seemingly small phrases can make such a big difference in preventing misunderstandings when a phone dies, what other everyday moments in your communication could perhaps benefit from a little more proactive clarity and thoughtful phrasing?
That's a good question.
Could a quick context-setting heads-up prevent a misinterpretation at work? Could a clear, hey, I'll get back to you by manage expectations better and maybe reduce anxiety in a personal relationship? It's an interesting thought, isn't it? Apply this mindset, this idea of proactive and considerate communication to other areas of your life and just see the positive ripple effect it might create.
So make sure you subscribe to Daily Easy English Talk so you don't miss it.
Please do. And maybe share it with a friend who's also working on their English conversation skills.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye.